Steve Bannon is headed to prison. A federal judge today ordered him to start his sentence on July 1st. Bannon was found guilty on 2 counts of contempt of Congress for refusing to comply with a January 6th committee subpoena 2 years ago. Joining us now, MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin. Where is he going and for how long?
I'm not sure we know where he's going yet, but he has to self-surrender on July 1st, and he will serve a 4-month sentence. One of my colleagues did a calculation today, and she said that he is projected to be released, assuming he serves every day of his sentence, 4 days before Election Day this year.
Wow. Why did it take so long to send him to prison? He was found guilty 2 years ago.
The judge, Carl Nichols, the same judge who lifted the stay today, found that it was appropriate to stay Bannon's sentence while he appealed that conviction, in part because Bannon said he couldn't have willfully been in contempt of Congress because he was relying on the advice of his then counsel, Robert Costello. That argument was soundly rejected by the D.C. Circuit in reliance on a case that comes from 1961. That's the same case that prevented Judge Nichols himself from allowing Bannon to make the argument at his trial. Still, Judge Nichols thought that maybe the D.C. Circuit would take a different view this time, stayed the sentence. Now that the D.C. Circuit has agreed that its precedent stands, Judge Nichols said,
Robert Costello.
All bets are off. You're Robert Costello. That's exactly right.
Making a comeback. Remind us about Robert Costello.
Well, Robert Costello was the defense's only substantive witness in the Trump Manhattan DA's case. He was there, of course, to say that another one of his almost clients, would-be clients, Michael Cohen, was lying when he recounted the various interactions that they had had before Cohen eventually decided to turn.
And the judge was not happy with Costello because Costello was not acting, in the judge's estimation, appropriately in court. He threatened him with contempt if he continued to mutter and make objections that he wasn't qualified to make. Bannon's lawyer today also got into it with the judge. What happened?
Bannon's lawyer soundly objected and basically said, this isn't the justice system that I know. He still has appeals rights. He still could seek an en banc rehearing from the D.C. Circuit or go to the Supreme Court. And on that basis, you shouldn't send him to prison now. This isn't the system of justice I know, at which point Judge Nichols said, you should sit down.
Well, does he have a point, or is the judge... Explain the background on that.
I think that David Schoen, who is Bannon's criminal defense attorney now, and I should note, also represented Donald Trump in his second of 2 impeachments. He's a real defense lawyer's defense lawyer. He's not a partisan hack. That having been said, did he get very impassioned in a way that Judge Nichols found inappropriate and disrespectful? It seems to be he crossed a line as far as Judge Nichols was concerned.
Okay, Lisa Rubin. Lisa, thank you very much. Always good to see you.